Don't overthink it. Choose intuitively. Timestamps are below when you're ready. Pile 1. Romantic connection. Benched. Connection. Unavailable. 8 of Wands in reverse. The first card is romantic connection. So despite everything else we see here, this reading begins with a connection that was meant to touch the heart. Then we see benched. Connection. Unavailable. What stands out to me is the connection card sitting right in the center. This card sitting between two limitations. Because I don't think this reading is saying there are no feelings. I don't think it's saying the connection is fake. And I don't think it's saying someone doesn't care. In fact, I think the connection feels very real. But then the 8 of Wands appears reversed. And this card in reverse changes the reading. It's stalled, delayed. There is no progress. This feels like someone who appreciates the connection, but cannot move forward with it. Not because feelings aren't there, but because their capacity isn't there. Sometimes the connection is real, but the person is not ready. And that feels like the heart of this reading. The problem is not the connection. The problem is what somebody is able to do with it, because this connection has potential. But potential and availability are not the same thing. What this person wants you to know is that the feelings may be real, but until circumstances change, they may only be able to meet you from where they currently are. And for some of you, this reading is not asking whether the connection exists. It's asking whether waiting for it to grow is truly serving you. Pile 2. Step back. Stop. Go. Love. The Tower. The High Priestess. When you look at these cards, they seem to be pulling in different directions. And the tension between these cards. One says stop, another says go. One says step back, another says love. That alone tells me this person is internally conflicted. And what makes this pile especially interesting is that 2 tarot cards showed up to clarify it. The Tower and the High Priestess. The Tower is not a small inconvenience. This card is not a delay. The Tower is not someone having a bad day. It's a life-changing event or realization. Something fell apart. A belief, a relationship, a version of themselves. Something that shook their world. And when the Tower appears beside the High Priestess, it's a call to look within. Because the High Priestess is not action. She is understanding. She is reflection. She is the person sitting in silence after the storm and asking, what was I refusing to see? This doesn't feel like someone who believes they are a loser. It feels like someone who realized this version of me wasn't working. The version that kept repeating the same mistakes. The version that couldn't build the relationship they truly wanted. The version the Tower came to destroy. And suddenly the message becomes, I had to lose something before I understood what matters. Now look at swipe right. Look at love. Those cards come after the Tower, not before. That's important because it tells, after everything fell apart, I found something worth choosing differently for. Not I met you and immediately fell in love, but life humbled me first, then I met you. This feels like someone who has gone through a major personal awakening and is beginning to open their heart again. But they are moving more carefully than they once did. And I feel that may be exactly why this connection has a chance. Pile 3. Beautiful possibilities. Children. Balance. Red flags. 9 of Wands. At first those cards seem a little confusing, because one part of this reading speaks about something meaningful, growth, and another part immediately says, stop, be careful, don't make the same mistake twice. Then comes the 9 of Wands, and everything makes sense, because the 9 of Wands is not the card of danger. This is the card that says, I have learned some difficult lessons. Before I open this gate, I need to be sure. The interesting thing is that none of the surrounding cards feel threatening. Balance, children. This feels less like someone looking for excitement and more like someone thinking about consequences. Thinking about the future. Thinking about what really matters. And yet the red flags card is here. Not because this person doesn't care, but because they do. Because somewhere along the way they promised themselves they would never again abandon their own standards. Never again ignore what they know to be true. That's not fear, that's wisdom. The challenge for this pile is finding balance between protection and possibility, between caution and connection. This feels like someone who sees genuine potential here, but they are moving carefully. Not because they don't want love, but because this time they want to do it differently. Thank you for being here. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and I'll see you in the next reading.